everybody, it's David Karras here for GuitarBandDVD.org. I'm here to talk about gear today, and I've got Penny here, who, by the way, if you're wondering what the best dog in the whole wide world is, this is it. Just might want to take a good look. This is actually the best dog in the whole wide world, okay? Just, you know. Anyways, so, you know, I love gear. I adore guitars because they're the tools that we make music with, and well, what's not to like? I've had a lot of comments about the various guitars that I use in the videos that I show you guys, and let's talk about some of them. Thought I'd talk about my gear. It's a little indulgent, but you know what? I want to hear about your gear too. So, you know, post some things and send me some videos of your gear. We can put them on the blog too at GuitarBandDVD.org. Remember that? Yep, you can register there, and then we can post some of your pictures of your favorite gear and why you like them. And now I'm going to talk about my stuff. Okay. Say goodbye, Penny. All right, so let's talk about my guitars here. And who doesn't like to talk about their guitars? Well, this one right here is a Gretsch Tennessee Rose. It's pre-Fender, because you know Fender bought out Gretsch a while back. And this is made in Japan. It's not an American one. It's not really even vintage. I think it's late 90s, maybe 2000, something like that. I think it's late 90s. But at any rate, it was before the buyout. So this is a great guitar. I really love this guitar. I'll try to hold it up to the camera here, get a better look. Ooh. It's got such a great rockabilly sound and just a great sound in general. Wonderful rhythm guitar, especially, you know, the kind of thing that when you don't have it in the track, all of a sudden you go, well, hey, it's missing something. You know, you put the Gretsch on, a nice clean rhythm sound, and it just sounds just amazing and articulate. We've got the Filtertron pickups on it. This is all pretty much stock. There is one thing that I did, because it has a Bigsby, and I don't know if you've ever tried to string a guitar with a Bigsby. I'd certainly like to hear your secrets. They are not a lot of fun to string, so I had Carruthers guitars put in locking tuners, and that made a big difference in terms of stringing the guitar. The guitar really stays in tune well, and you've heard it on some of the guitar lessons that we've had here, the 2-minute guitar tricks, and has the neoclassic type of inlays on the fingerboard. Take a look at the back here. Try to get a good look at the neck, the headstock, the back. Amazing guitar. Really like this guitar. And while not cheap, not ridiculously expensive. So, highly recommend Gretsch guitars. Love them. Okay, so here's my next guitar that I want to show you. This is a guitar that I've had for a very long time. It was my first really good electric guitar, and I still have it, which is a testament to how good the guitar is. It's been refretted so many times that I've been told it can't be refretted again, and I believe it because it's really been worn. It's been modified because back when I modified it in the early 80s, it wasn't the value that it is today if you had one that was absolutely stock. Anyways, I needed the guitar to do certain things for the music that I was playing, and I said, yeah, I'll do it. So, here's my vintage Stratocaster from the early 70s, but it actually has been routed for a humbucker, and the original gray bobbin pickups have been changed out. I now have Duncan hot rails because I needed something that didn't make much noise. Now I put up with the noise in my other guitars because I just like single coils, although there's some great alternatives to single coils that are noiseless right now. But that's a whole other discussion. But you can see it's yellowed to a lovely finish. It's got a Lawrence L500 in the rear with it's got a master volume, and it's got a Pol Pot 5-way toggle, which didn't come with a 5-way. The neck was custom ordered for me back in the 70s from Fender, and then Arturo Valdez here in Hollywood is a famous guitar builder. Very well known for his flamenco guitars and classical guitars, but he also did a lot of work for a lot of rock stars, especially back in the 70s and 80s. Anyways, great guy, and so we worked out a deal when I was a kid and used to hang around his shop, and he had this neck ordered from Fender and then shaped for me. What a really cool thing. What a nice guy too. Anyways, I still have the guitar, and I had a lot of modifications done to it. It's got locking tuners now, vintage style locking tuners. I believe they're Kluson. And a different tremolo system that's very stable. And Teflon nut. Very cool guitar. Has a great sound. And with a Lawrence in the rear, if you want to cut through a band, that'll do it. I used to play this through a 50-watt Marshall stack way back when. Yeah, I'm a dinosaur. But anyways, really cool. Doesn't get a lot of use now. It's just something I have a lot of fond memories, and every now and then I use it for some sort of a track, or you know, on a jingle or something, or I just need that sound. Great guitar. Fender Stratocaster, mid-70s, well, early 70s. Next guitar I'm going to show you is a limited edition Rickenbacker Tom Petty model. They only made a handful of these. I think it was something like 2,000, but I could be wrong. Maybe one of you Rickenbacker fanatics out there will let me know what that is, the total amount, although I suppose you could just look it up on their website. It's a Rickenbacker Tom Petty. It's really, really, really beautiful. It has bird's eye maple. Look at all that bird's eye. Yeah, I still love to just look at the guitar. And you can see it's just beautifully crafted and has a really jangly sound that is instantly identifiable as a Rickenbacker. You can see it says Tom Petty right on it. Yeah. And this guitar just sounds awesome. Fret's kind of small. I mean, the fingerboard, you know, a little cramped. You got to get a little used to it. But when you want that sound, when you want that Rickenbacker sound, best way to get it is to have a Rickenbacker. And that's what I figured, because I was doing a lot of folk rock, and I wanted to have that sound. And I will never sell this guitar. I can't say never, but it's highly unlikely, because it's just such a special piece. And by the way, I'm not a guitar collector. I know that sounds silly, but I bought all the guitars that I have for different things, for different stages in my musical development. And at times I wanted different sounds. And I've probably gone through 100 guitars to get down to the 18 or so guitars that I actually own. So I'm not really what you'd call a collector, but I do have a collection of guitars. And that's my Rickenbacker Tom Petty Special Edition guitar. So up next is a Fender Custom Shop Custom Classic Telly. I played a lot of Fender Custom Shop guitars before I bought this, and I played some that were on the higher end of the Custom Shop, and frankly I didn't think they sounded or played as well as this particular Telly. I've brought this Telly to various places where people have stopped and said, that's one of the best playing and sounding Tellys I've ever experienced. People don't want to give it back to me once they try it out. There is a magic in guitars. There's a certain amount of things that go into it, as we all know, you know, physics. Whether the guy who was building it was having a bad day or a good day, I don't know. But some guitars just have the best wood, or they have the best things going for them in terms of how they were all put together. And there's magic, and it's sometimes you get a guitar like that. This guitar is definitely like that. Custom Shop Telly, Burgundy Mist, which was a Fender custom color back in the 60s. I actually bought this guitar at Guitar Center, West Los Angeles, part of a trade for an amp that sounded amazing but weighed a ton, which was a Gibson GA 30 RVS reverb stereo amplifier, which was actually built by Trace Elliott. Amazing sounding amps, those Gibson Gold Tones. Very heavy. Practically get a hernia every time I think about it. Anyways, I got this guitar, and I just love this guitar. Nothing has been modified on this guitar. It has been set up and left alone. It requires nothing further. It's not relicked. I don't like relicking. I think it looks just silly to me. I'll put my own dings in a guitar, and I'm certainly not going to pay someone to make my guitar look relic. That's just me. I understand the whole relic thing. I get it that people love it. I'm going to be controversial here and tell you that I think it's really silly. Okay? So there you go. You can send me all kinds of nasty, nasty posts saying how, oh, I love my relic guitar and I don't have to worry about it getting dinged up and nothing sounds like that. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. I understand. I still don't like to pay for a guitar to be relicked, unless it is actually older and it's been relicked. Okay, so this is my custom shop, Tele Custom Classic, with I think what's called the grease bucket tone circuit that it came with. These are really good guitars. They're not as much as some of the other custom shop models, and if you have an opportunity to try one out and consider buying it, and you can get it at a great price, do it. You know, I recommend it. I did post a video at one point, which is not a great video, but it does have some good information about how to buy a guitar on eBay. I have some very strong beliefs about that. I've bought and sold a lot of guitars on eBay, and I think I know what I'm talking about. But again, if you disagree, I'd like to hear from you anyways. So please post on this video, sign up for GuitarBandDVD.org, and also be sure to, you know, send me videos of your gear. Well, it's David Karras for GuitarBandDVD.org, but you knew that. Thanking you for allowing me to indulge you with my guitar collection, so to speak, but nonetheless, we've only looked at a fraction of it in this video, and there's a lot more, and I'm going to do some more videos on my gear, including some of the really cool amps that I've got that you guys might be interested in. So until next time, keep rocking.